We will fight to win the African Cup of Nations, even though it won't be easy. Nigeria can conquer African again. These are the words of Jose Peseiro, Nigerian Super Eagles coach. On this note, I want to welcome you all to Flip Sport on Flip TV. My name is Samson Eladia. In the studio with me is a very, very good colleague that has been around for a very long time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. The ever consistent David Watt-Smith.
David, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was actually fun. I watched Arsenal lose, so it was probably the most memorable weekend in a while.
That's good. On the show today, we have a lot to talk about, from basketball to tennis to the Super Eagles to the AFCON, chances of some teams winning, and European football in general. So we start with basketball, and my colleague here will take us around what happened over the weekend in the world of basketball.
Yeah, it was a memorable weekend of football, but basketball seems to have posed more of an interesting encounters. We had RJ Barrett. He dropped a season high for the Raptors in their win against the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors. Once again, Golden State could not just match up. They just keep relying on Steph Curry, and Steph Curry is not delivering the goods for them.
And age is even telling them.
And age is really not on his side. But irrespective of that, they were not able to. They came short against the Raptors. They lost. The Raptors conquered them by 133 to 118. And RJ was the star man. He was the man of the match. 37 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists.
Wow.
And he made 5 3-pointers in the game. Then moving on to the Los Angeles Lakers, as we call them, versus Paul George's LA Clippers.
Wow. The battles of the LAs.
The battles of the LAs. And guess who came up favorites? Who came up winners, actually?
Okay.
It was LeBron James. LeBron James took charge of the game, and the Lakers won 106 to 103. And this game actually ended the LA Clippers' impressive run. They have been on an impressive run, but trust LeBron James.
If you are going up against LeBron James,
I'm telling
you, he's my greatest of all time.
And the point is that the guy has actually aged well, like fine wine. This guy, I saw a clip where he has been playing in this game since 2005, and he has still been able to deliver the goods, like Ronaldo, fine wine, like Messi. He keeps delivering the goods. He keeps coming up.
Those are generational talents.
Generational talents that will continue to be edged in the stone. Like, you can never write them off. They will continue to deliver the goods. So LeBron James had 25 points. 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Then coming close to him was actually Anthony Davis. Also he played an impressive part in the game. He had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 steals in the game. Also Paul George was also instrumental. He had 22 points, 5 steals, and he made 4 3-pointers in the game. Then moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Phoenix Suns. It was another funny one, because Jaren Jackson Jr. Jr. had 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he helped the Memphis Grizzlies prevail over the Suns. Then moving on, Jamal Murray's 37 points helped push the Denver Nuggets past the Detroit Pistons. Then transitioning into the next game, the Orlando Magic versus the Hawks. This match was fun to watch. I saw the highlights. It was actually fun to watch, because Paolo Banchero, the star man, he had 37 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and he made 4 3-pointers. Very impressive. He helped them to win 107 just by a slim margin, 7 points different, 107 to 110 in favor of Orlando Magic. Then moving on, Karen Irving. Remember Karen Irving?
Wow.
Formerly a partner of LeBron James in Cleveland Cavaliers.
Of course.
He took charge today, and he helped his team. It was a late overtime thriller in Dallas. The Dallas led by 115 to 108. to win the match. Then Luka Doncic, we're speaking of
Wow.
Luka Doncic
Wow.
before we came live
My,
on it.
my player of the
30,
season.
34 points, no joke. He had 34 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, made 5 3-pointers. He was so impressive. And especially Karen Ivan and Luka, they combined for 69 buckets in the game to lead the Dallas Mavericks to a 115-108 victory over the Timberwolves. Then moving on, we had CJ McCollum. The New Orleans Pelicans sprung past the Kings for their first W in Sacramento. And CJ McCollum had 30 points, 7 rebounds, and made 7 3-pointers in the game.
Wow.
Then moving on, Sengun led the charge with 21 points in the Houston Rockets win over the Milwaukee Bucks. And Jarrett Allen dominated the game inside out, logging in 7 straight double-double as the Cleveland Cavaliers won the game in the third. They are winning now their third game in a row. Off the back of another impressive game again. They went on again to win an impressive game. Yeah. And they are stacking up. They are stacking up the wins, which is actually very important, so that they will make it to the playoff, and it will be quite crucial in their winning a title. Is probably every basketball player greatest dream. Getting that ring is like, and only few have been able to boast of winning it. LeBron James over and over again, the likes of the Golden State points man, Steph Curry. Then we move on to Lauri Markkanen. His 37 points, 13 rebounds, double-double helped the Utah Jazz secure the W against their arch rivals 76ers. Wow. The New York Knicks tack their 7th straight win. Also, they are also on an impressive run. They are 7th straight win now. And Julius Randle was probably the most influential player in the game. He had 39 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And coming close to him was actually Brunson. Brunson just merely 5 points away. He had 33 points, 8 assists, and made 4 3-pointers. Yeah. And Jason Statham of the Boston State, he snapped Indiana's 6th game. They were Indiana, the Indiana were an impressive run streak. They had 6 games. They have won 6 games on a bounce. And the Boston Celtics, courtesy Jason Statham, came into the game and snapped the lead. He destroyed their lead. They didn't even stand a chance at all. But it was actually fun to watch, an impressive game of basketball. I'm hoping, I pray that pray another, and this run of games has actually proved more. It has given us this kind of entertainment that we've been wanting to see. We've gotten tired of seeing LeBron James and Steph Curry over and over again in the finals. So we get to see more new players coming up, and our very own Giannis, the Greek god, we get to see him play very soon.
That's the round up of from the world of basketball over the weekend. But before we move on, your top 3 to win the NBA finals this season.
I don't mean to be biased or anything, but I feel LeBron James stands a chance. Yeah, LeBron. Then the setting Milwaukee Bucks, through the help of Giannis Antetokounmpo, will stand a great chance of winning it. Then the rest teams can slug it out. It's left to them to find what they need.
The rest can slug it out.
They can slug it out.
That's all we have for you in the world of basketball. And we move on quickly to tennis. Rublev won another title this weekend.
Yeah.
Against a certain Rusubori. He won the game 6-4, 6-4 in China, in the Hong Kong men's team open, tennis open rather, sorry. In the Hong Kong men's tennis open. So, well, a good one for Rublev.
It's good preparation for the Melbourne Open that is coming very soon. The Wimbledon that is coming very soon. So it will be good for, certain players actually they felt like they didn't need warm-up games. They didn't need any ATP to warm up for the season. Certain players like Yannick Sinner, certain players like Alcaraz, the favorite one to take over from the Djokovic, the Federers, and the Nadals of this world. They felt like they were just bouncing straight into the tournament and just sweep everyone away. But the ones that slugged it out for this championship now. And leading on that, Gregor Dimitrov actually captured his first title in 2,240 days with the Brisbane final win over Aljaron. It was actually a fun one for him. 17 years or so since he's won it. 7 years rather also since he's won it. So he came back again to win it on the courts.
That's a very good
in Australia.
That's a very good one for him. Quickly we move to football, the king of all sports. So Nigeria played against Guinea today and we lost successfully.
I mean, was it surprising?
It was surprising.
Let's be honest, was it surprising?
It wasn't.
We didn't prepare enough. We didn't get the much needed gelling the players needed. They didn't gel. There was no much preparation. It's not was it last year against Guinea? And we saw the woeful performances we put on against Sierra Leone. It was not up to standard, and I didn't actually saw the game and I was like, wow. Is actually what I expected, because once you don't do the necessary preparation against, sorry to say, but Guinea, we should be beating Guinea now.
Of course.
We should be beating Guinea. We claim to be the giant of Africa, but we always come short against teams like this. And how will we go further in this tournament if we keep putting out lackluster performances like this?
We keep putting in lackluster performing like this. The big question is, but I'll save that for the last. Let's go quickly to the starting lineup for today's game that we lost. Nwabali was in goal. Saidu Sanusi, Ekong, Osai Samuel, Omeru Awaziem, Abdullahi Onyedika, Chukwueze Simon, and Umar Sadiq. I think with this team, we still need to beat Guinea. With this team, I'm saying, because how many Guinean players do we know that apply their trade outside Europe? I think most of them plays their football in Guinea, or they played in Africa. So with this bulk of experience, the team that has Ekong, the captain of the team, Simon, though Simon missed a penalty in the first half of the game, after the Guinean took the lead rather, and in the second half, the Guinean scored the second goal. So what's your take on this? What's your take on this?
You want my honesty?
Yeah, of course.
I'll be brutally honest. First of all, we don't have any midfield. Just take a look at that midfield. Where is the creativity? My God, where is the creativity in this midfield? You actually putting out Chukwueze, Simon, Sadiq, Onyedika, Abdullahi, Awazim, Omeru, Osai Samuel, Ekong, Zaidu against a Guinea side, and you can't even put off much of an offensive trait. You were literally non-existent in that game because there is no connection between the midfield and the front line. That is what every team needs. That is what every team thrives on. That connection between their midfield and their attack. Because when you get it right, you score goals now. The goals will come. You deliver the goods. But when there is no connection, there's no creative link in our midfield, and we'll suffer for this going into the AFCON, because we meet teams that are more technical than us, teams that will be able to break down our midfield. Imagine this midfield, for example. Now I'm just imagining now Guinea ran through that midfield. It was like they were just strolling past that midfield. There was nothing there to stop them. The defensive block covering the front, 4 defense man line was literally non-existent, like I'm saying now. Non-existent. There was nothing. They didn't put out anything. And we can't... The pressure is too much. And the players and the coach keep saying they are going to win. You can't win the AFCON with this kind of team. This team is... This set of players, there's no connection. They don't understand themselves. They've not played long enough for them to understand the nitty-gritty of what it takes to play now. Play for Africa generally, to play on an African soil. They are so used to playing in European, and you went ahead to go and camp in Saudi Arabia when you should be camping in Nigeria. You should be camping in Cameroon. Understand this thing. You play on our soil. You understand how it is. Acclimatize to the situation and the weather, everything, the tactics. We need to do a lot more, and it's sad to see. It's honestly sad to see.
Yes, it is what it is. Going forward now, so I think, going forward into the competition proper, I think Iwobi will be coming into the starting 11. What's his name? Our African Best Player of the Year,
Victor Osimhen.
Coming into the starting 11.
If there is no midfield, that will score.
Does that give us a chance? I think Iwobi is a bit creative. He can do the passing, So can that help us going forward?
Remember what Ghana did to us, and it was just one shot from Partey, one shot straight into the net, and that was all. We did nothing else in that game. We could not prove something offensive. I remember Osimhen running through that Ghanaian defensive line and scoring an also. Nothing. No one was feeding him. Just like Højlund in Manchester United, you don't give him the services. How will he score? Kvaratskhelia is. I wish Kvaratskhelia was in Nigeria, but he's not in Nigeria. He needs someone who will be able to feed him. He will make those runs in. He will definitely make those runs in. So you need somebody who has the technical acumen to say, okay, fine, Osimhen is going to make that run in now. He's going to move towards the left or the right now. I'm going to find him. All those long passes into the box, he will deliver. He has the height, he has the presence. He will definitely disturb the defenders. He will cause this sort of, there's this imbalance he brings into defense line, because when Osimhen is there and when you see that you have a presence, a towering presence in Osimhen, you'll be always on your toes, and he will distract them. He will deliver the goals for us, basically. So we need to work on our midfield. Our midfield, it needs a lot of work. Iwobi needs to step up big time. Aribo needs to step up big time. We need to do a lot of work now. And this should have been done since. It's medicine after death. You should have done this a long time ago. You should have worked on our defensive line a long time ago, on our midfield a long time ago. We don't have a captain. We don't have a vocal presence in every department of the team. Fine, you say there is Trusecco. He's a fair enough defender. Left Italian Serie A to I've forgotten the league now. You come back to me. Then our midfield, who is there? There is no Ndidi. Which other presence? Who is vocal in? Who is vocal there?
I was looking for this Brentford guy. Frank Oyeka.
Frank Oyeka.
I think he can do the job.
He does not have the experience. If he can, he might fare well. He might. I'm not ruling him off. He might fare well. But there will come a time when you need these certain players who understand that style of play, who understand the technicalities of playing for your countryside. Then they will be able to understand that. Okay, fine. When push comes to shove, there are players that will come up and say, okay, fine, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do that, you do that. Vocal presence, that's what I'm saying. And the vocal presence in that team will be able to shout at other players and say, fine, you are not marking, you are not taking your chances. You need to release this ball. That last Nations Cup, Moses Simon kept on holding on to the ball. He kept on cutting in. When you have somebody like Awoni was there. Just slide the ball straight to him. We call it pull out in local parlance. Just throw this ball, give this guy. He go not down, you know hard. Throw this ball, give this guy. He will definitely click. He will connect to when. Out of 5 passes, he will definitely connect to 4. But he kept on cutting in. Chukwueze came from the other way, cutting in, and at the end of the day, it all comes to nothing. We need togetherness in this team. We need understanding. We need balance. That is what the coach needs to start instilling in this team now, because it's a little too late now. Because Guinea, we can't beat Guinea. Then how will we stand a chance? Guinea is one of the traditional African sides. They understand what it means to play in the Nations Cup. So this is actually a test now. This should tell us that we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to do something. We need to work harder than ever before. And Pissarro has put unnecessary pressure on himself. He wants to win the AFCON. It's not as easy as he says. It's easier said than done. It is easier said than done.
Those are the words of my co-host here. So, in just a sentence, can Nigeria win the Nations Cup?
Just a sentence?
Yes.
I'll give you a word, no. I don't need a sentence to say no.
Well, I believe Nigeria can win it, I believe.
You believe?
With that, the attacking threat. So, let's move on. Let's move on quickly. The chances of other African countries winning the Nations Cup. Let's start with Egypt. The Pharaohs of Egypt. So let me give you some breakdown about Egypt. They've attended the AFCON 26 times, and they had their debut in 1957. They've won the AFCON 7 times. They were champions in 1957, 1959, 1986, 1998, 2006, 2008, 2010, and they were runners-up in 1962, 2017, and 2021, and third place in 1963, 1970, and 1974. Their biggest player right now is Mohamed Salah.
The Egyptian
So
king.
what even caught my attention there was they won the AFCON thrice in a row. They won it since they won in 2006, 2008, and 2010.
Yeah.
Can Egypt do the unthinkable again?
They can. And funny enough, unlike the Nigerian side, these players have played together for a long time.
Of course.
And understanding is there.
Yes. Most of them.
A bulk of them played.
African League.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying now. They've played. Probably the only exception is Mo Salah. Probably has not been played, but Mo Salah is the captain. Okay. I think I've seen them in friendlies now. They fared well. They have played well, and a bulk of them actually played in the last Nations Cup where they lost to Senegal in the finals via penalties. So the understanding is there. They would go far. They will go far.
They understand
the
African game even more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Even the club sides in their country, they always win a lot of.
Yeah, the North African
in the CAF Champions League, CAF Confederations Cup. So I think Egypt are a very, very, very strong side and a serious contender for this.
They have probably the best chance of winning it.
Who are their major threats at this AFCON? Let's look at the likes of Senegal, Nigeria, Morocco, Cameroon.
We can say Ghana, yeah.
So can Egypt stand their own against this team?
They will. They definitely will. They have the players. They have depth in their team. They have understanding, which is very key. The togetherness. They play as a team. So that will go a long way. Because when push comes to shove, it does not have to do with I know sometimes moments of brilliance can help, but when you stick together, like the Moroccan side in the World Cup, that's probably the best example. They stuck together as a team, and they were able to bring their teams down gradually until they fell short in the third place. So when it comes to those crucial moments, is what togetherness can do. Unity. Unity will take them far. I believe unity will take them far because they understand themselves and they will do a lot more. They will do a lot more compared to the last year where they fell short in the finals. They will try their best. They will surely
try their best. So their biggest player heading into this competition, Mohamed Salah. After that, we can talk of Mohamed El Neni at Arsenal.
Wow.
But you are not a fan of El Neni.
Why will you mention El Neni? When last did that guy kick the ball?
He's always a regular starter in Egypt.
Is he a regular starter?
Regular starter. I can
doubt
say that boldly.
No. It's actually funny because El Neni is actually coming from an Arsenal side where he actually has not played anything this season. Has he kicked the ball this season?
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
When?
He played in the Carling Cup, I think.
Carling Cup. Yeah, that's funny.
He played in the Carling Cup. He nearly scored on that day.
He nearly scored. Nearly cannot kill a bird, as you see. But
so, let's keep our eyes on Egypt as we head into the African Cup of Nations. So, next on the agenda is Senegal. Almost 60% favorite to win the trophy.
Yeah.
Can Senegal do it again?
The Teranga Lions
of Senegal.
They can. They can. You remember the last discussion we had when we talked about the fact that the bulk of their players are coming from the French league, the Senegalese side. Most of them are plying their trade in the French league. So they have the talents. We know that without a shadow of that. They have the talents. They have the speed. They have technicality. You see them. Just look at Sadio Mane now. Look at Sadio Mane. Look at Ismail Sarr, a very crucial player. I think probably they will go a long way. I'm just looking at players. You can literally mention every player in this Senegalese team. They have Nicolas Jackson of Chelsea. Koulibaly, let's not forget Koulibaly. Ndiaye, Diallo, Nicolas Jackson, like you said, Ismail Sarr. So they have the talent. They have the youth. They have the experience in Sadio Mane, who will lead them to another victory again. He's a talisman.
Captain.
Talisman.
So, I think they are the most complete team heading into this AFCON. Because looking at them from the goalkeeping department, Edouard Mendy is there.
Yeah, he is.
We know what he can do. We know what he is currently doing in his club side in Saudi Arabia. Look at their defense. Look at their midfielder. Idrissa Gueye, Ismail Assis. Sheku Koyate,
Yeah, Koyate.
Palismendi.
Koulibaly, let's not forget the
Familiar
experience of
names.
Koulibaly.
Familiar names.
They have familiar names
So I
in
think they
defense.
can.
They can.
They are my number
And
one favorite to
look
win
at
their
look at the depth in midfield. You have Gueye, you have Koyate,
Mm.
you have Diate, you have Kamara. There's Guaye, the other one, the Papi, Sa. You have Mendy who can play either. They can play in any position across midfield and attack. You have wealth of talents in this team, and they just need to get their act together. If they get their act together, they will definitely retain this title. They will retain this title.
They will definitely retain the title if they get their acts together. So we've had a lot of great players that plays for Senegal. Sorry, the likes of Elhaji Diop.
Elhaji Diop.
Their current captain now.
Sadio Mane.
No. Their current coach. I mean, their current coach now. He was part of the team that got to the quarterfinal in 2002.
Yeah, Aliou Cisse.
Very, very good defender. He was their captain then.
And let's not forget, they are also defending champions. So they have a lot to prove in this tournament. They have a lot to prove.
Let's just see how it goes. They have a lot to prove. And moving forward, let's take a look at Ghana. The Black Stars of Ghana. What can they do in this tournament? Because they are missing their talismanic midfielder, Thomas Partey. He's out of this Nations Cup. Can they prove something?
They can. They can prove something. Partey is probably not the only. They have Andrea Yu. Funny enough, they have Andrea Yu. They have Mohamed Kudus, who has been very instrumental for West Ham.
Of course.
Young talent, 23-year-old. Yeah, we have Pastil Joseph, Richard Lamptey. They have wealth of experience too. I think both Ayu brothers now should be edging towards probably the final years of their national team. So Ghana will stand a chance. Remember their last tournament, they fared horribly. They actually lost to Sierra Leone in the final game of the group stage. So
they went out of the group stage.
They went out of the group stage, and they will not want to replicate that. The entire Ghanaians will be behind them to prove something.
I think heading into any competition that is played in Africa, Ghana,
they always stand one of the favorites. Yeah, they do.
Always favorite.
They do. And they have the players to back them. Now they have all the talents in their team. So they just need to sit as a team, gather all the momentum needed, take each game as they come, and they will go far in the tournament. They would.
They will surely go far in the tournament. So who is the favorite to win the AFCON?
No.
That is where I'm waiting for you.
You asked me
I
this.
just want one answer.
You asked me this question before, and I was leaning towards Senegal and Egypt. I'm just, something's telling me those two teams will either Egypt or Senegal will go far. There might be a surprise team, but either of those two teams will go far. They will go far.
I'm rooting for Morocco to win the Nations Cup. If not Morocco, then Nigeria. So those are my two favorites. But something is telling me Nigeria will win the Nations Cup.
That's something to shut up. Because, why I'm not actually touting Morocco? Because I feel the style of play in the World Cup will be different to what we are going to face in AFCON.
Of course.
The pitch will be different. The atmosphere will be different. Physicality will come into play. Will they be able to replicate what they did in the World Cup? I highly doubt that. I feel they would have been caught out now. Many African teams would have gone and seen how they played in the World Cup, and they will come prepared. They will be ready for Morocco. They know the Morocco are tactically, they are defensive. They defend in number. They defend in numbers. They attack in numbers. They be able to run. The likes of Aki Ziyech, the likes of Nasri, who was actually very brilliant for them in the World Cup. Then the loanee from Fiorentina to Manchester United, Amrabat, will be very crucial for them. But let's see how it goes. Why I highly doubt they will win this tournament.
Okay.
They might go far, but they won't win this tournament.
All right. The AFCON kicks off on Saturday in Côte d'Ivoire, and Nigeria take on Guinea on Sunday, the next day. 3 p.m. Nigerian time. So let's go into European football.
Yes.
How did it went this weekend? Arsenal lost to Liverpool, and that's no more news. Because let's even start from here. What is Arsenal's problem?
Arsenal's problem will and forever be. They need a proper 9. They lacked finishing. Havertz tried, but
Havertz was off yesterday.
will I say awful?
He was awful.
You people, Arsenal keeps finding a scapegoat. Sorry, I said you people. I forgot you and Arsenal. Arsenal keeps finding a scapegoat to and Bukayo Saka was trending yesterday on X in Nigeria now. They kept saying Bukayo Saka, when it comes to crucial games, he keeps falling short. He's not the player they knew from last season. He's been underperforming since the beginning of the season. But I feel Arsenal will go far. We actually go far when they have a clinical 9. When they have a clinical 9, they will go far. But the guy missed a sitter now. He missed a sitter. Saka was bossing he was moving up and down. He was running through midfield, running through attack from left to right. He switched up play. Havertz was in and out. As Havertz also, I know you said Havertz was
up.
it was awful. It was awful. I will admit that. It was awful. But you can't just put the entire blame on Havertz. The team generally did not take their chances. And you know what they say in football? If you don't take your chances and the other team take their chances, that's all. Diaz came, and actually Arsenal were lucky. The Polish international Koi scored an own goal in the, I think, 85th minute or so of the game.
Of course.
And Diaz,
unfortunate own goal.
I know, unfortunate own goal, but Liverpool were pressing. They were pressing.
But I think Arsenal should have won the game in the first half of that game.
They nearly cannot do anything. Liverpool but Liverpool, you know the funny thing about Liverpool are, I feel like there are certain teams that when they play in tournaments, when they play in certain tournaments, even if they have average players, they tend to just push their performance enough. They just come into that mood, like Madrid in the Champions League. Madrid seems to be an entirely different beast when they go into the Champions League. So it's the same for Liverpool. They might not play the best of games, but they will grind out the result. And the result is all that matters in football. You get the result and you move on to the next round.
Get the result and move on to the next round. Just a quick reminder, Arsenal are out of the Carabao Cup. Out of the FA Cup.
It's not a reminder at this point. And what are the chances of them winning the league and the Champions League?
It's very slim.
Very, very slim.
So
let's be honest.
Let's see how it goes. So let's give some results from the FA Cup this past weekend. On Thursday, Crystal Palace and Everton played 0-0 draw.
Now we'll go back to replay.
Coming to Goodison Park on a date that is yet to be decided. So Tottenham defeated Burnley. What a goal from Pedro Porro.
Woo!
What a goal.
Andrew Postecoglou, he knows how to scout them. He just knows how to scout them. I feel like this coach will do wonders if he finally gets his dream team. He will do wonders for this Tottenham side. He will do wonders for them.
So let's move on. Fulham defeated Rotherham, and on Saturday, Chelsea defeated Preston 4-0. Are Chelsea back on track?
Chelsea should not let it go into there. Is that a Division 2 side or a Championship side? They should not let it get into their head.
It's a Championship side.
They should not let it get into their head. They need to come off the back of this one and start performing in the league. And the FA Cup will be a bonus for them. Will be a bonus. It will boost the morale of the players if they get to win it. But as it stands now, I think the 3 points is all that matters, basically.
Of course. So some selected results. On Saturday, Brighton defeated Stoke City 4-2.
Oh my God, that game was a cracker.
It was a cracker. And Stoke City scored first. Norwich, Brighton equalized. Brighton scored again. Stoke equalized before Brighton scored those 2 goals that won them the game. And going to Sunday, we've told you before, Arsenal lost to Liverpool at the Emirates 2-0. West Ham and Bristol City played out a 1-1 draw. Man City defeated Huddersfield 5-0. Ever present Man City. Can they win the FA Cup again?
First of all, let me add something. I'm totally glad that Kevin De Bruyne is back. He's back. You know, there's something they say about fine wine. The older, the better. The older, the sweeter. It ages beautifully. De Bruyne came and he slotted perfectly to that team like he has
course.
not been out before. You saw that assist for the Doku's goal. That's what you need. You need leadership. You need leadership at times like that, and you need experience. And Man City will definitely rely on the experience of Kevin De Bruyne as they are pushing to win this Champions League and the Premier League title.
Can they win the treble again?
It's going to be hard to replicate.
I
It's
don't
going
think
to it's going to be very hard to replicate.
the chances are very slim.
But it's
Okay.
football.
Yes,
Anything can happen.
So, before we leave, let's take a look at the Nigerian Football League season. So, Remo Stars topped the table after 17 games. Well, firstly, let me read out the results of the match that was played this previous weekend.
Yeah.
Doma United won against Castina United 2-0. Bendel Insurance defeated Rangers International Football Club. Eyimba FC defeated Sporting Lagos by 2-0. Aqua United won against Abia Warriors at the Eket Stadium by 3-1.
Yeah.
Raymond Stars defeated Sunshine Stars by 2-0 at the Raymond Township Stadium. Kano Pillars defeated Plateau United by 2-1. Kwara United lost at home to Lobby Stars by 2-0.
The only away win.
Of course.
And we celebrate that a lot in this part.
Gombe United play out the 1-1 draw against Rivers United. Niger Tornadoes defeated Atlant FC by 3-2. And the last game of the week was a Shooting Stars defeated by Yesa United FC at the Lake Salami Stadium by 1-0. I want to ask a question. Sporting Lagos, I think they've gone from high place to the lower place.
Yeah.
What has been the cause?
I feel what they need to do now. They have clearly lacked a lot. They've lacked a lot. They need players. They need reinforcement first of all. They have the players, but they seem to have lost their mentality. The mentality that brought them from the National League to the MPFL. They seem to have lost themselves. They seem to have lost footing of the entirety of what the resurgence of fans. You saw Lagos fans coming out in numbers to support Sporting Lagos. They seem to have lost that. And looking at that now, they are currently in the relegation zone, and they are yet to record a win in 5 games, 5 matches. They are yet to record a win. So they are on a terrible run, and they need to get their acts together. They truly need to get their acts together because teams like this bring excitement to the fans of Lagos. They enjoy.
It would not be funny if they got relegated.
It won't be funny, and it won't be helpful to the league in general.
For the Lagos fans.
For the Lagos-based fans.
Let's give you how the table looks like. Remo Stars top the log with 32 points after 17 matches.
Yeah, joint with Lobby Stars,
but on a goal difference of 11-6. And Doma United are third. What a team. Doma, they've been performing well. Eyimba sit fourth with 29 points after 15 games. They have 2 outstanding games.
Yeah.
Kano Pillars sit fifth and Bendel Insurance sixth. But let's go to the relegation zone. 17, 18, 19, 20. On 17th place is Rivers United, Sporting Lagos on 18th, Atlant FC on 19th, while Bayelsa United are on number 20 position with 14 points. I think Sporting Lagos can still avoid relegation. I think, and I pray so, because they have an edge over other because they have an outstanding game. And I think
Rivers have an outstanding.
Rivers United have played 12 matches. They
have 5
outstandings.
So they can climb the ladder. They can move up on the table.
Move up even to number 1 position if they win all their game. But is that possible?
You want all the teams, except all teams just conspire to start losing, which is impossible because they are on different sides of this. So if they lose, another team will win and they will climb up the table and know. Looking at Atlant, I wanted to say something about Atlant before you got it. Atlant, how the mighty has fallen. Atlant used to be very high up.
On the log.
They are like a traditional Nigerian professional football league side. They know what it takes to win the league. They know what it takes to compete at the highest stage, both on the continent and both in the country and on the continent. So it's very sad to see them languishing in relegation zone. But I hope eventually teams will eventually fall down the pecking order and move to the. But I hope and I pray they do something. You know, I'm actually forget the Nigerian talk and no. I actually don't like when team loses. I don't like it, except Arsenal. I don't care about Arsenal, but I don't like when team lose.
That's very bad. But that's all we have for you on today's show. And if you're enjoying us, I will implore you to keep joining us on Flip TV on YouTube.
Like, subscribe, view.
Subscribe to Flip TV, like it, and subscribe to it. So, what do you have to tell our viewers?
Well, first of all, I would say something. It's funny, but it's actually the truth. Don't put your hopes up for the Nigerian team. I don't want people start knocking on my door and I'm like, oh my David, or calling me. Don't put your hope on this Nigerian team. They won't take you to anywhere. Set your sight on other teams. There's an Egyptian side, there's a Senegalese side. I'm a patriotic Nigerian, but I know you believe, you strongly believe that Nigeria will make it to the final. But with the way it's looking, except something magical happens, and this is when we need our ex-players. This is when we need our ex-international, like Victor Yama. They will come to the campground and instill confidence. Yeah, they need confidence. The likes of Kanu Wako. I think over the podcast, John Mikel Obi volunteered, Vicente Yama volunteered. We need players who will give this the much needed morale. That they're able to perform at the highest stage. This is AFCON. This is probably the biggest. This is the biggest competition in Africa. I would add. This is the biggest competition in Africa. So we need our best legs to step up, not only in the club side, in the national team, at the AFCON. They need to step up.
We need to step up. That's all we have for you today. I'll keep reminding you, pray for Nigeria. Nigeria can win the AFCON. That is from me. Signing out on this episode. Till next time, till we meet again. My name is Samson Eladia. Have a nice day.
And my name is David Smith. You nearly forgot me there.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Oh
boys, the kind of